you always knew something was wrong. And I honestly think that's true. I believe Southern whites, growing up in that time, always knew something was wrong. By the way, my family never had African-American servants. There was a woman who would come one day a week and help Mother clean the house and wash clothes. But the woman who came and washed our clothes, and she would bring her daughter sometimes, and she would sit waiting for her in the kitchen. You know, I'd look at that, and they got our hand-me-down clothes, right? And I'd look at her, and she was fatter than I was, and they never quite fit. And I'd look at her, you know, and I know something happened to me when I looked at her. It just did, because there was just something. Of course, they couldn't come in our living room or come and sit down and eat, that sort of thing. You just knew something was wrong. You knew something was wrong, and I am convinced that was a reality in our lives. And when you know, there have been a lot of books written about this. I mean, what happened to white Southerners? You know, either people faced this at some point, or they went crazy, or they did something. And you know, you talk about a sick society. I don't know, when I used to go home when my family was still living in Alabama, I wouldn't have time to get a cup of coffee until Mother was telling me about who was in the insane asylum, who had run off with whose wives, who had embezzled the bank, who had gotten so alcoholic they couldn't go to their job anymore. I mean, it was one disaster after another. Now, you can't say all of that came from the society. People do have their problems. I guess in the best society we'll have people with problems. But, you know, it was just amazing to me. And that because this just does something to people to live in a society like that and not ever face it and deal with it.